Hey guys, Simon Bryson here, and today I'm going to teach you exactly how to invest in the stock market if you are a teenager or even if you're actually younger than that. So if you have any money and you want to put it to work, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that in this video right here for free without having to spend any money to actually make money in a way. Now, I'm going to give you guys 3 ways to actually do this, so stick around to the end of the video. And on top of that, if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when I post a new video every single day. And on top of that, also destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Now, the first thing is this, guys. In order to invest, you're going to need 2 things, and those 2 things are money, but not $10,000 or $20,000. The answer is $20, $10, doesn't matter. The point is you're going to need some money to actually put to work in the stock market. On top of that, you're going to need a brokerage. For example, RobinHood, no, you can't use those. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what brokerage to use if you actually want to invest as a teenager or younger than that also. Now, let's get right into the video, guys, okay? The first way to actually go out there and invest is with a custodial brokerage account. Now tell me, what exactly is this? Well, the answer is to get a custodial account. By the way, if you're not 18 years old, there is no way, in America at least, you can actually go ahead and invest in the stock market by yourself. So if you're 17, 16, 15, 13, 7 years old, the answer is you will always need a parent, a guardian, or someone to actually manage your entire account, okay? So a custodial account is usually going to be managed by your parents, and once you turn 18 to 25 years old, they will transfer you all of the money, okay? That is the entire idea. But I do want to answer one question here. Well, Tommy, what if my parents or the person in charge of my account basically goes ahead and steals my money? What do I do then? The answer is, well, I don't know about your parents. Usually they won't do that, but you never know exactly what's going to happen. So the answer is, okay, when you put money into a custodial account legally binding by the US government, all that money belongs to you, the minor. All they do, basically, the custodial or their manager or whatever you're gonna call your parents, all they do is manage it and maintain it, okay? That's their only job. But in reality, they cannot take any money out unless it's going to benefit you directly and they can actually prove it. So for example, does John, Paul, Greg, whatever your name is, do they actually need, for example, braces? Do they need a new laptop for school? Do they need some new clothes for school? The answer is, if it doesn't benefit you directly, they cannot take the money out, so do not worry about it, okay? Legally binding, they cannot. And if they do, you can always sue them and get your money back if they actually have money to actually give you back, okay? So always keep that in mind. Now, I do want to answer another question, which is basically, Tommy, well, why don't I just have my parents open up a Robinhood account or an Acres account or a Remon Finance account and basically just manage it myself? Well, the answer is, again, you're not allowed to do that, but more importantly, you're not protected by law. So in reality, if they do go ahead and steal your money, well, that money is gone, because in reality, the owner of the account in that case would be them. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Just have a custodial account, and that way, legally binding, all that money belongs to you, 100% of it. And once you turn 18 to 25 years old, you get all that money transferred to your name, and then boom, you're good to go. And here are some of the best custodial accounts you can actually open right now in the market. The first one is probably with Acorns. They just released a new one. So in reality, if your parent wants to go into Acorns, the app, link down below, they can go ahead and make you an early account. And that's also a custodial account, by the way. And on top of that, if you want to, you can use Fidelity or Charles Schwab's to actually go ahead and also create you a custodial account, and they have no fees, no minimums, and that's why I say you can always invest with $10 or $20, and that's the entire point. But I recommend Acres because basically you can invest with $5, but usually with other apps it will require you to basically buy a full investment, and sometimes you might not have all that money. And again, guys, all the links are down below for Acorns, Fidelity, and also Charles Schwab's, okay? But again, all the links are down below, so don't worry about it. Now, the second way to actually go out there and invest money into the stock market as a teenager is basically by opening up a custodial IRA, or for example, a custodial Roth IRA. Now, there is one requirement here. You do need to earn money. So it can't just be like, hey, my dad gave me this much money, my mom gave me this much money. In reality, no. You need to earn some money also. So if you can actually earn some money, in reality, you can deposit it into a retirement account like a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA, but it is going to be a custodial account because, again, you are below the age of 18, but you're also protected by law, so keep that in mind also. Now, the entire idea is this. Tommy, if I'm a teenager, why do I care care about retirement? It's not important. Well, the answer is you wouldn't care about it because basically there are a bunch of tax advantages, meaning that your money is going to grow tax-free, which means you're actually going to make more money in the future. Now, the entire idea is that the earlier you actually start, the more money you'll actually have. And by the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly how much money you'll have between 13 to 18, between 13 to 45 years old, and also between 13 to 65 years old if you actually kept investing and getting consistent returns. So stick around for that part of the video to find out exactly how much money you can actually make by investing. Now, if you ask me, the best way to invest, for example, into a custodial brokerage account and also a custodial retirement account is probably to split it 50-50 or maybe 80-20. So for example, do you want to invest 80% of your money into maybe just stocks and investments in the brokerage account, and also 20% into, for example, your retirement, or maybe 50-50? That's the entire idea, but you should do both definitely, because basically the earlier you start, the better off you'll actually be. That is the entire idea here. And by the way, guys, most likely when you first start, you'll say, hey, Tommy, I don't have that much money. But in reality, it's not that hard for a teenager to basically earn at least $1,000 every single month, which is around like 12K or 10K after taxes. Okay, so it's very possible to actually do that. So just grab, for example, 1K every single month. Take 200 for yourself, have some fun with it, and then take 800 and put it towards your investments or also even your retirement. But please do me a favor and don't grab your money or sell your investments to go out there and buy basically a new iPhone, maybe the PS5 or the Ghost of Tsushima. The answer is don't go out there and buy video games or things you don't need from your investment account. Just save money up for that stuff individually aside from your investments, but don't sell your investments to buy things that are not going to give you money back, because in the end, your investments are going to create income for you, which means that your investments are going to make you money, but those things are not going to make you money. So again, retirement and also a brokerage account is going to help you out a ton. Oh, and there's actually one trick around this that might not be 100% legal, but it is kind of like a loophole. If your parent actually has a company, they can hire you for the company, okay? And basically pay you 12K every single year, which means it's actually tax deductible and you'd actually pay taxes on it. But then again, guess what happens, guys, okay? You can actually use that money to invest in for retirement, and that way you can actually earn money. But all you're really doing is getting money from your parents by having a job in their company. But again, I recommend you get a job and basically earn your own money. But if you want to do that also, that is also a possibility. Having your parents hire you, pay you 12K every single year to avoid taxes on it, and that way you can actually grab that money and invest it also into your traditional IRA or to, for example, your normal custodial brokerage account. That is always an option also, and that's why I'm putting it out there. Now, the last way to actually invest money as a teenager or even younger than that is by having your parents open you up a 529 investment account / savings accounts for educational purposes. Now, the answer is this account right here is not for retirement or just for investing into regular stuff. The answer is it is just for your college tuition or your college fund. So if your parents actually opens you up one of these, in reality, you can actually have enough money to go through college without having to take any loans out, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Now, here is how this works. When you open up a 529 account, the idea is you can basically invest money into it. Your money grows tax-free, and when you use it just for educational purposes, in reality, you actually get no tax on it either, okay? So it's a way to basically invest money, spend the money, and pay no taxes on it as long as it's just for education. So it's one of my favorite things, but again, I wasn't as lucky to have my mom or my dad actually do this for me. But the answer is if you actually are, or just do it for yourself, the answer is it's a great way to save money up for your college tuition, which you will have in the end. And by the way, for everyone that says, Tommy, no, I want to earn some money, I don't want to go to college, the answer is, well, it's been proven that basically by going to college, you're going to increase your income. So it's always a good way to actually do it, to then go out there, make some more money, invest some more money, and become richer a lot quicker, okay? So I always recommend go to college, and that's why I'm also an accountant, and I also went to college to actually become an accountant also, and I can earn between 60K to 140K every single year just as an accountant also. So college is always a good idea as long as you actually pick the right degree. But there is something I have to tell you with this 529 account right here. The answer is, guess what? if your parents save this money up for you and you don't go to college, when they take it out, they'll actually get a penalty of around 10% or even more. So in reality, it's going to cost them money. But if you go to college and you basically get a full ride, if a scholarship, guess what? Well, they don't get a penalty for taking that money out either. So whether you actually go to college, get a scholarship, it's fine. The money can be taken out without any penalty, which is pretty cool if you ask me. And on top of that, there is a limit to how much money you can actually save up, and it's between 200K to 520K, depending on the state you actually are. In New York, it's around 520K in this account, so then go out there and basically get a degree. Tell me, but what degree would cost me that much money? Well, basically a lawyer, or for example, a doctor, neurologist, a dentist. There's a lot of degrees out there that cost a ton of money, and by saving up this much money, you can basically go out there and graduate without any student loans either. But guys, that's about it, and those are the 3 ways to basically go out there and invest money as a teenager, or even if you're actually younger. But by the way, Tommy, where do I get the retirement account and the 529 account? The answer is you can actually go to Fidelity and also Charles Schwab to actually open up those accounts also. So there you go. You have everything you absolutely need. But I also want to answer these 3 questions that I know you probably have right now. Tommy, how often do I actually invest? Well, I have a ton of videos on that, but I recommend you pick a day out of the month and invest consistently that same day every single month. And that's called dollar cost average. And I have a video on my channel explaining it also, and I'll link it down below. The second question is basically, Tommy, how much money can my parents actually give me every single year, or my grandparents or my uncle? The answer is, they can give you between 15K to 30K if they're actually married. And that way they don't get any tax on it either. So if they can actually give you that much money, it's a pretty good way to basically have them give you money for your inheritance, but in a tax-free way. So you can actually put it towards your entire retirement maybe, or for example, just your custodial accounts also. So keep that in mind. And the last question that you probably have is, Tommy, will this money that I make actually affect my entire financial aid, okay? My financial help when I go to college? The answer is yes. If you have a normal custodial account, they will take into account 20% of all the assets you own when it comes to, hey, let's give him this much money. So 20% of the money you actually have in there is going to be taken into account. However, if you have a 529 account, only around 5.64% of that money is going to affect you in a way which is a lot less. So again, if you want to save just for college, then just save for college. If you want to save just for investments, just save for that also, okay? That's the entire idea. And now the last thing is this, guys. If you actually went ahead and you invested, for example, $500 every single month, okay? 6K every single year, for example, between 13 to 18 into the S&P 500, that gives you around 8% return every single year. In reality, by age 18, you would have around $38,000. If you did it between 13 to 45 years old, you would have around 869K. And if you did it between age 13 to 65 years old, you would have around $4.35 million. So obviously, the earlier you start and the longer you keep investing for, the more chance you actually have to actually become a millionaire. And that's the entire point here. So my overall idea is this, okay? Keep investing, and also save for your college tuition, and that way you'll have even more money then to actually go ahead and invest even more money and become wealthy a lot sooner. But guys, that's about it for this video. Comment down below and let me know, was this video helpful? Any questions, also comment down below. And on top of that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you like this video right here, well, like this video. On top of that, if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when I post a new video. And on top of that, also follow me on Instagram. And on top of that, before I go, if you want to watch a video basically on how much money I have invested personally, well, watch this video right here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace.